27 years. How many people do you know these days that have a single career for 27 years? Well, that's the honor that Mick Kjar had here at Valley News Live to obviously bring you the weather and news. And I've got a tremendous honor today to, I think, potentially be his last TV interview ever. So congratulations.
I couldn't find another job.
I mean, anybody that could do something, and you've had a career longer than 27 years. You've been in this, what, 40-some years
42
broadcasting?
years, and January 5th of 1973 was my first day on the radio down in Iowa. And, yeah, moved around till 81, moved to Fargo in September of 81, and worked in town for a few years, and because that's all I ever wanted to do was be the guy on the radio, you know, playing top 40 radio back in the 60s. You wanted to be the guy playing them cool songs.
Can we hear your best Casey Kasem real quick?
No, that was last year. Yeah, but no, and so now and then it was time to be on TV, and I quickly learned that, and this was in 1985. But if you wanted to be the guy on TV doing the weather, you better become a meteorologist. So that took me a few years. I did that and just kind of been here since October of 88.
Wow. So, I mean, you got a really early schedule. What I want to know, and you work, this guy works probably harder than, he's the hardest working man in show business, I can tell you that. What motivated you to keep coming back every day?
Well, I got had kids to feed, rent to pay, and
there's a lot of things you could be doing on TV. So
yeah,
I mean,
the same thing that got me into broadcasting. There is magic in broadcasting. We sit here and talk. We create a product that people consume. They love it. They, tune in. We create a tune-in factor, whether they need their morning news, whether they need their weather forecast, how to dress, should I drive down this road or not. The things that get people to tune in and turn it. That's what I've always said. I've never worked for the news director or the general manager. My boss was the audience, and that's why I came to work every day, because I couldn't wait to give the weather forecast. I wanted to give farmers a good 3-day forecast, whether they're thinking about combining, swathing, or cutting alfalfa, or what to do with cattle.
So you want to be a radio guy initially, then you become a meteorologist. Did you find that, wow, this is what I should have been doing a long time ago? This is really my niche, is doing weather, or did you kind of learn to love the weather?
Well, I always loved the weather, because I grew up on the farm before cabs and tractors. And so I was out in the elements, and it was either too hot, too cold, or, and so I've always been fascinated with the weather. So I guess it was a natural progression.
Most memorable broadcasting memory experience is what?
The winter of 96, 97, unquestionably. That was and that was as we were talking about this morning on North Dakota Today, that was before, not before teleprompters, but it was before scrolling across the bottom, before high def, before sub channels, before and everything we did for the audience was on the air, including half hour of school announcements. School buses 2 hours late, 1 hour late, no school, just.
Well, and I don't want to get too much into the weather here, but I saw a report recently where they said the El Nino now is very similar to the one of 96, or of 97, I should say. Mm-hmm. So are you hearing the same thing? Are we going to repeat 97 possibly? This
doesn't look like it. No,
good.
This one's a little bit different. We're going to have, I think we're going to have a winter similar to last winter, except more snow.
Here's what I really want to know. Did it ever get tiresome every time somebody say at the grocery store about, hey, what's the weather going to be? What's the weather going to be?
That, no. I looked at that as a fringe benefit. As people, that was like an honor. That was like somebody coming up to you and say, hey, really love, I love what you say.
I agree.
So, however, in the winter of 96, 97, it got so bad that people did have to take it out on somebody. I mean, they were mad at the weather, and they eventually I had to quit going to the grocery store.
Right, you'd put on like a full-blown mask or something. But
I didn't even go out. It was too dangerous.
We've got a great piece here. Kind of take us down memory lane with Mick. We're going to keep your mic up because I'd love to kind of just have you voice over, if you will, some of the shots and memories that you're about to see here of Mr. Mick Kjar in his 27 years here at Valley News Live.
This is, I don't have any idea why I was wearing a suit and tie doing a story. I think it was for a promotional video. Here I was in this, it was too muddy up around Mayville, and I did have hair. on my forehead once upon a time. And the great Stacy Deffenbaugh. And hey, Students Do the News. That was a great promotion.
That is great. I love that.
That was at West Acres. There's that same time frame where up around in Trail County, it was farmers couldn't get in the field. I did a live shot on MSNBC. MSNBC went on the air. The wind chill that day was 80 below.
Come on.
Yes, and they went on and on and on and on. And during that live shot, I said, if I take my clothes off right now, I'd be dead in 10 minutes. And that was the truth. And that was the lead soundbite on NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw that day. It was 5th of January.
And Tom can confirm he's from South Dakota. So.
You bet. Yeah. So that's a little more recent, I guess. That's a handmade tie. One of my wife's good friends made that tie.
Get out of here. That's nice.
Yeah. And that is, we analyze. Oh, here's interviewing Tom Vilsack in front of my good friend Dan Lund of New Tech Seed, their booth out at Big Iron. And there's another Big Iron, trying to get people to, that was when we first had the Valley News Live weather app on your smartphone. So there was a little sales involved. We had to go out there and get people to use the app. All right, this was a time.
Wait. What's this from? What's that?
There was we had a big caterpillar invasion in the crops that year. On April Fool's Day, I can't remember if it was 92 or 94, I shaved my mustache off and didn't say a word. And even into October, people were asking me, oh, did you shave your mustache off? And it was like 6-8 months before that. So yeah, April Fool's Day in the early 90s, I shaved my stash off. So.
Well, I just want to say thank you, congrats. And so, any plans?
My honey-do list is so long because I get up at 2:45, 3 o'clock in the morning and work until late afternoon. And I've been progressively getting more and more tired the last couple of years. And I'm listening to my body. My body says, quit doing that.
Yeah, first thing you're going to do is go take a long nap.
I'm going to do that. In fact,
thank you, Mick.
I'm sleeping here in about 5 minutes.
So great to have you with us. We're going to miss you a ton.
I'm not going away. I'm still in
but
town. I'll be around.
We're not going to see you, on the airwaves. So thank you very much. We appreciate it.
And I'll miss you a lot too.
Thank you, Honest. Honesty said. You hear that?
Because I didn't think it really. People say that all the time.
All right, we come back. We're going to talk about obviously the top trenders of the day, and I'm going to share with you my final Unite about MSUM. Huge football game for them tonight. Time to celebrate over at MSUM. We'll be right back.